All right. All right, let some folks get in here really quick. I hope everyone had an amazing holiday weekend. My family and I went to a family reunion in Raleigh, North Carolina. I had a really good time. But as an empath, there was so much energy, right? So not only am I a clairvoyant, not only am I an empath, but I'm also a psychic medium. So there was so much energy there, and our ancestors were there. People that had just recently passed and people that had passed a long time ago. And I was super, super overwhelmed because I honestly did not know any of those folks. So I couldn't just be like, hey girl, your cousin, Johnny, Uncle Johnny, right, is standing behind you and he wants you to know this, and that. I didn't want them to think that I was nutballs crazy, right? Being in a group of people who I am presuming were religious, whether Christian or Muslim. I didn't really get a sense that many people were spiritual, so I was just quiet. Nonetheless, I had to take a moment and go outside and meditate in the sun and do some sun gazing. And I heard people asking, is she okay? And I'm like, oh yeah, this is not the place where I need to be telling everybody about what I'm seeing, what I'm feeling. So I was just quiet. But I had a really good time. My kids enjoyed themselves, and I am 100,000 gabillion% super happy to be back home in my domain and in my, private space. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, welcome everyone. Thank you guys for joining me. This is day 4 of Total Life Transformation. My name is Danae. I am a spiritual life coach. As mentioned before, I'm also a psychic medium, clairvoyant, and empath. I utilize my spiritual and mystic gifts to help you to unlock your life purpose and to help you to take control of your destiny, okay? So today I wanted to talk to you very briefly about giving your pain purpose, okay? I'm not going to keep you too long today because, as I mentioned, I was traveling and I'm kind of feeling like I need to rest, and I have a bit of a tickle right here in the back of my throat. So there you have it. All right. So basically, we all have pain, right? It's a part of life. But there's a difference between pain and suffering, right? Pain happens when your life circumstances do not match your view of the way that you want your world to be. All right. Meanwhile, suffering is when you feel powerless over it. So you're literally just kind of going within and just holding on for dear life onto this pain, and not allowing you to kind of work through it. All right. So just remember though, you are never powerless over your circumstances, and you can always change your point of view. Right. So excuse me. Depending on your belief system and how you view the world is going to determine how you deal with your generational or personal curses or traumas. All right. So some of the common belief systems about why pain happens, about why bad things happen, about why we're not always just living this abundant, happy, joyous, and passionate life, right? Some of these common belief systems say that everything in life is predestined. It's a part of a greater cosmic plan. Some say an outside force, such as the God such as God, universe, or like the source, the supreme creator, etc., is directing our lives and causes bad things to happen to teach us lessons. Another one says everything happens by random chance and comes down to bad or good luck. Another common belief system is that before we were born, we pre-planned the events in our lives to learn certain lessons. Another is that we create our lives through our intentions, emotions, and actions. This would be like the law of attraction. And then lastly, everything is someone else's fault. I know so many people who blame everybody else for everything that's going wrong in their lives, and they refuse to take responsibility for what they have created. But if you want to choose not to suffer any longer, then I want to offer you some tools to help you I guess I want to say these are tools that are going to help you to start to like regain your confidence, regain your understanding of yourself, regain or gain in general a way of moving beyond the pain, moving beyond the suffering, and just enjoying your life. All right, so there's two. The first one is called scratching the scab, and basically with scratching the scab, you're acknowledging or you're becoming more aware of the fact that there's people who understand that they're living with pain. They may be super focused on the pain and that they forget to enjoy their life. Our culture, particularly here in the United States, kind of pushes that we all need to connect in a way that that we all should connect based on the fact of the pains that we have lived or that we're going through or that we're experiencing, right? It's that whole saying of like misery loves company, right? A lot of folks will have friendships or relationships because of trauma bonding, right? I noticed that some of you are asking to join the live. I'm not doing that right now because y'all are weird. Some of y'all are real weird and I don't know you. I don't want to collaborate with you at this time. If you would like to collaborate with me, please follow me and send me a message and we could probably come up with something. But I will not be accepting anyone joining the lives at this time. Now moving forward, let me get back to my notes. So what happens is that our culture will push pain as a social connection technique. And they also push that it's good to like repress how you're feeling. So if you're going through something major, our culture will say, well, just push it down deep inside. Don't talk about it. Don't let it out. Focus on what you need to do. Try to forget about it. Hide it. You know, that's like the coping tactic that is pushed upon the culture here in the United States. So most people have just become comfortable with hiding their pain. They're not expressing themselves. They're not, allowing themselves to heal. I see 10:10 on the clock. For me, 10:10 represents like transformation and healing. So staying positive, letting me know that the angels and divine masters are with me. So I want to welcome them in. Thank you very much for being here. And because they are pushing down their pain, because they are not allowing their pain to be released, they're basically keeping themselves from being authentic. They're not allowing themselves to really know who they are, because how do you know who you are if you if you've always had pain? If you don't release your pain, how are you going to know who you are, right? They don't know how they really feel. They don't know what they really want in life. They don't really know what it's like to be a whole person, because they are always focused on the pain and the suffering, right? And I'm going to just share with you guys that when you hide your pain and you don't allow it to release, not only is it stifling your greatness, but it's also going to keep you in a state of possibly like anger or fear, right? I'll give you the example of how there are some men, and I can only share from my experience, where they're very, very angry with just women in general. And it stems from their anger with their mother because their father wasn't around, right? They're angry with their mom because their father wasn't around, but not understanding that the father wasn't around not because the mom didn't want the father around, but because she made the choice to protect her children and herself from this man who may have been abusive, may have been an alcoholic, may have, thank you so much for the likes, Azari, may have just been like, no doubt, low down and dirty, you know what I mean? And so being a child, you don't see what's going on between the grown folks, right? You don't see that there's a reason why this person who you may love can no longer be around you. You may not understand that the concept or the concept of domestic violence. Does that make sense? Excuse me. If you guys are just now joining me, please know that this is day 4 of the Total Life Transformation series that I'm doing just to help people move and transform into their purpose for their life. I do apologize. I'm not feeling well, but I didn't want to not show up. Okay. Now, as I was saying, sometimes you have to understand where the pain and where the trauma is coming from. If you're holding on to things from your past, from your childhood, number one, like those things, technically they are like an illusion because they're no longer there. They're no longer like physically happening in your reality at the moment. But you have to be able to ask the questions, learn where this pain is coming from, and get a better understanding or understanding of why you're still holding on to it, right? Because as children, we have minds as children. We don't really know what's going on, like I said before. And, sometimes all it takes is for us to ask our parent or whoever raised us, like, hey, this is what I feel about this. Can you tell me what happened? Like, why wasn't I with my father? Why wasn't I with my mother? What was going on? Because I deserve to heal and I don't want to hold on to this anymore, right? So if any of this is resonating with you, can you please leave me some likes? And if you choose to, you can follow me. Go ahead and share this with others as well. But if you are repressing your pain beneath the surface, I encourage you to scratch the scab, right? Stop holding yourself back by denying yourself. Seek support from people who are professionally trained, like therapy. If you're somebody who doesn't believe in therapy, that's fine. You can go to life coaching. If you don't believe in therapy, I know that we were all raised differently. We may have different mindsets about it, but definitely speak to someone that can help you, right? And if you don't know where you can go in your neighborhood, maybe you are lacking, medical insurance. Maybe you're lacking the funding right now, which I've been there. I've done that. I know exactly what that's like. And during my process of healing some of my childhood traumas, I just called the number 211, right? This is the number for the United Way, 211. And they will offer you resources in your local area. All right. They have all types of information that they can give you: housing, therapy, doctors, like everything that is offered in your neighborhood or your city, right? That you didn't know that they had, they will have a listing for it, and it's absolutely free. You just have to call and let them know, what you're looking for. Where do you live? All of that. All right. Another way to relieve some of your suffering is what I like to call drop the water line. All right. Now, many of us are like, what are they called? Icebergs, right? Where only 10% of us is above the water and the rest is below the water. So, a lot of people identify with, or their role is their pain, right? How they connect socially is through their pain. So if 90% of your fears, right, your deepest regrets, your longings, things like that, if 90% of all of that is underneath the water, no one knows what's going on. You're just up here kind of just like chucking and jiving, right? Trying to like just manage, right? I encourage you to take the challenge of sharing your vulnerabilities. Now, I'm not saying like just jump right in. You're at work and you're like, hey, everybody, let me tell you about how when I was little, this happened to me. I'm not saying you can do that. You can definitely be vulnerable with people that you care about and that who care about you. But allowing that vulnerability out, sharing your pain, sharing your suffering, not only will help you heal, but it could help other people heal as well. Sometimes talking will release so much pent up energy. You can sometimes feel it, just rising from your gut. And as you speak on it, it will like release. It'll come through your throat chakra. It'll come through your pores. It will release from your head because you're letting go of these things that you have repressing. You've literally been trapping your pain and your suffering inside of your body. And who knows how that has affected the decisions that you've made, the paths that you've taken. Who knows? Like if you decide to allow yourself to release your pain in a positive way, you just never know how grand the outcome could be, So when you're open up and you're honest about your pain, you'll be surprised about how many powerful healing experiences that you not only are going to give to yourself, but you're going to give to other people. So give your pain purpose, all right? And keep in mind that no matter like if your default coping strategy is to repress your pain, or to like just dwell in it, in either case, you can heal by giving your pain a purpose, all right? And so I'm going to close out. I just feel like I'm about to just talk my voice away. But But before we close out, I just want you guys to know that if you did not catch this whole live, I will be posting it on my YouTube channel. You can just look me up, Denay Dominic, DenayDominic on YouTube. You can catch this replay. You can catch the other days as well. I was pleasantly surprised that over this weekend from my last video, I got 300? No, it was 209 new followers. I thought that was really, really awesome. So I'm thankful that I'm helping people. But you guys go over to my YouTube channel and you can watch this replay. It should be up by the end of the day this afternoon. But I do want you guys to ask yourself these following questions, okay? Did you learn anything from what caused you pain? The second question is, has your pain inspired you to do something you otherwise would not have? The third question is, has the result of the situation pushed you to make a change that bettered your life? And four, is there something meaningful you could do to help others going through the same thing? Now, I was watching TikTok last night, and Busy Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony came across my my timeline or my feed, and he was talking about how when he was a child, he was kidnapped by his mother's ex-boyfriend. They had gotten into it, and the ex-boyfriend kidnapped him and his two sisters and took them from Cleveland, Ohio to Oklahoma. And one day, his babysitter was watching that show. I think it was called America's Most Wanted or something. It was hosted by John Walsh. And the pictures were on there because the mom had contacted the show. The pictures of him and his sisters were there. And their babysitter at the time saw it and contacted the show. And as an adult, he has been outwardly sharing, openly sharing about his experiences, about what happened to him as a child, the abuse that he went through. And he said that by talking about it, he knows that he's helping other people who may have experienced something similar, how it may be helping him. And during his career as a rapper or entertainer, he's always very just thankful for the people that have come to the shows and who, enjoy his music, because he knows that in some way he's touching them. He wasn't arrogant about anything at all. He was just very, very humble. And I encourage all of you to start sharing your story as well. Whether if you just want to share what happened to you with your close friends, maybe share it with your children so that they know how to protect themselves, or in any way, just it's a learning experience, not just for you, but it's a learning experience for whoever you allow into your inner circle. Okay. And I would like to lastly leave you with a quote by Albert Einstein. And he said, "There are two ways to live. You can live as if nothing is a miracle, or you can live as if everything is a miracle." And I thought that was very inspiring. So you guys, it is your time. Oh, I'm getting emotional. I'm getting the download. Okay, so this is the download. It's your time to live your authentic life. You have been through so much. Oh, you've just been through so much, sweetie, and it's just time for you to allow yourself to be free, allow yourself to be happy, put yourself first, allow yourself to become who you want to be. That job that you have, oh my God. You shouldn't have to tolerate a place. You should be happy with where you're at. You shouldn't have to feel like you are being used or mishandled just to make money. What do you want to do? If you could quit your job right now, because your job, it seems like it's like where most of your pain and agony is coming from right now. But if you could quit your job right now, what would you do? I want. Oh, what I'm being shown is that you have a journal and you need to start making a plan. Make a plan of what you need to do in order for you to either get a new job, but that's not really what you want either. You actually want to start something of your own, like something crafting. I see, like, it looks like one of those old, like, picnic blankets. You know how back in the day, like, in those old magazines, and they'd have like people sitting out having a picnic, and it would look like a like red and white checkers, and that would be your picnic blanket, or either in the picnic basket there was a red and white lining, like squares, like checkered squares. That's what I see. So I don't know if that resonates with any of you. But that is like what I'm showing as far as you want to start a business where you're crafting. You're making things by your own hands. You you find joy in like sewing. You may be someone who likes to create clothes. Like maybe when you were younger, you had to make your own clothes because of your size, but you enjoyed it. It made you feel unique and creative. Golly. But it's just your time. It's just your time to stand out and have faith in yourself and to do all the things that you want to do. I'm hearing that song, it's like a mixture of songs that I'm like hearing right now. But it's talking about how we don't know the hour or the time. This must be like an old like gospel song. I keep hearing Jesus will fix it. But then behind that, I'm hearing we don't know the hour or the time. Gosh, I'm sorry. I can't grab a hold of the song. It's two different songs, but basically it's just saying that now is the time because you don't know. Now is the time to make the moves that you want to make for your life. It's Tuesday. What else are you doing? I'm seeing a calendar. The calendar is like marked off the days. And I'm being told it's Tuesday. Don't wait until Friday. Don't wait until Saturday because we don't even know what 5 minutes is going to bring. Today is the day that you need to start doing what you want to do for your life. Take control of what you want your life to look like. You're just in human form right now, but your spirit, you have been given dominion over this earth. You are living a particular experience for your creator. Your creator wants to live this experience that you keep putting off, right? You're doubting yourself, you're doubting your abilities, and you're thinking, no, it's not going to work, it's not going to work, I'm scared. Your ego has you trapped. Your ego has you trapped, and is not, and you're allowing it to control you instead of you taking control. Yes, your ego is there to protect you, but your ego will keep you from elevating to where you need to be so that you can have a brighter life, a better future. Some of y'all want to travel. Some of y'all want to travel, but you're afraid to. Some of y'all are like, well, I can't go anywhere because I don't have any more PTO. Man. Ooh, excuse me. You're saying, I'm tired of having to ask for permission to live my life. I'm tired of having to ask these people, can I have some time off so I can go to my kid's school function? Can I have some time off so I can get my car fixed? Can I have some time off so I can go on a vacation? Can I have some time off so I can go take care of my mama? She's sick. Can I have some time off? I need to breathe. I need to relax. I need a mental break. My body is shutting down. I don't feel good. I am tired of asking these people who will cut me off tomorrow if I make one mistake, if I can, for permission to live a life that is mine to live. There's somebody who needs healing. You're just like, I'm tired. Your heart hurts. You need healing. You're finding yourself eating. You're eating all the things that your doctor told you not to eat because you're hurting. You need to heal. You find peace. You find comfort in the food. And I'm not judging you, baby. Let me tell you, give me a good Snickers bar and a payday any day, right? But you know it's killing you. But the thing is that you're afraid. You are afraid of the unknown because you're afraid of what is a better, not even a diet, a better way of eating. What is that going to look like for me? Can I afford it? How do I cook this? Let me tell you, there are so many like subscription food places that'll send you food. Thrive, healthy foods, right? Low cost. You don't know how to cook? Everybody has, well, not everybody, but if you have access to YouTube, go look up a chef. I think his name is Chef Ricardo. He's from the islands. He's an island boy. And he makes some of the most amazing meals. And also he offers different ways to make different drinks that will help you if you're sick, help you with weight loss, help you with cleaning out parasites, all of that. I believe his name is Chef Ricardo. Stop letting your fears, because I say this all the time. I even have like 2 or 3 posts on my TikTok where fears are fugazi. They're not even real, right? The, how do you call it? The negative entities that control our media, things like that. They need fear in order for them to thrive. But fear is not real. Fear, your limiting beliefs. You're being told, oh, you can't do that. You're not good enough for that. Oh, you too black. You can't do that. You're not smart enough. You don't have your degree. You don't have this. You don't have that. All of that is fake. Fake news. You know how great you are. You know it. You know that you could do it. Whatever you put your mind to, you can do it. But somewhere down the line, someone who meant something to you said something that derailed you, and it made you become someone who didn't believe that you deserve to have the best. But that, it feels like that wasn't even like for you. That was them projecting how they were feeling, and you caught it and you held on to it when you should have let it go. You should have let it go over your shoulder like a fly ball. I'm just going to say this. Whatever you want to do today, do it. If it's not going to hurt you or anybody else involved, do it. You want to start that business? Do it. Find out what you have to do. Get a business consultant. I advise you to, hey, I'm on live. I advise you to find out the difference between having your LLC and a trust or a holdings company, depending on what you want to do, depending on what you want to use your company for, buying a house, buying a car, all of that. But whatever you want to do it today. Whatever you hold deep in your heart, whatever makes your heart sing, whatever passions you have, I want you to go ahead and do that today. Hold on for one moment. Hey, I'm live right now. Can you please keep your volume down? I know, baby, but just be a little quieter. Thank you. That's my son. That's my big boy. Anyways, y'all, I'm going to go. All right. I'm going to end it there. But you can do it. You can do whatever you want to do. You have the ability. Everything is already within. If you need coaching, if you need mentoring, please send me a DM and we'll get something started today, okay? All right, you guys take care. And as always, I love you. Have a great day.